What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling City. As always, I am your Mayor Taylor, and this is your Friday Night SmackDown post show review for December 12th, 2025, the eve of John Cena competing in his final WWE match. I cannot believe we are just less than 24 hours away from it happening. It doesn't feel real. I don't think it'll feel real until the show goes off the air tomorrow. Um, I still haven't come to the realization that John Cena is having his final match tomorrow night. But tonight's SmackDown, it was clearly built as a go home show for John Cena's final match. I thought they did a pretty good job in just you know, giving him some focusing on his career, honoring him. Um, but other than that, if you didn't watch tonight's SmackDown, there wasn't a whole lot that you missed. It was clearly to build towards the show tomorrow night. We got Oba Femi. He was on the show tonight. He had a promo segment with Cody Rhodes that kicked off the show. We got to see Javon Evans, he was in action tonight. He took on The Miz. He will be competing tomorrow night in a tag team match. He's teaming with Leon Slater to take on AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Sol Ruka was in the building, but they had her just sitting in the crowd. She'll be taking on Bailey, who was also at the show tonight, but she was also just sitting in the crowd. I wish we could have got a interaction between those two, because we got an interaction between Cody Rhodes and Obafemi tonight, um, which I thought was a fine segment, but I would have liked to seen a small. I mean, it could just been backstage or something where they just said a few words to each other. But I would have liked to seen them two have a few words to exchange for one another. But I mean, the wrestling on the show, they had a couple matches tonight. The match of the night with which has been the match of the night for the last 2 months, maybe 3 months, is the United States Championship Open Challenge. Ilya Dragunov, he took on Tommaso Ciampa, who finally got a U.S. title opportunity here. He did retain. He defeated Tommaso Ciampa. There was a point in this match right at the end where I thought Tommaso Ciampa was going to get the win. Um, Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae ran down to the ring to kind of help Tommaso Ciampa, and there was a point where Johnny Gargano had distracted the ref, and then Candice LeRae from the other side of the ring jump up on the apron and then hung Dragunov on the top rope, and that allowed Tommaso Ciampa to hit a running knee, and he got a really close near fall there. And then seconds later, Dragunov got the win. He retained the title, and then after the match, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano started beating up on Ilya Dragunov, and then out comes Carmelo Hayes, and he got a really, really good reaction. He even got some mellow chants. I hope the people backstage are listening. Triple H, Bruce Pritchard, Road Dog. Did you did you hear those mellow chants? Man, I'm telling you, the fans are starting to get behind Mello, and it's really great to hear because that is a guy that you want to build for the future. He has all the tools that you need to be a very big part of this company for years to come. I expect a big year for Carmelo Hayes in 2026. I think he will capture some gold. Well, I think it'll be the United States Championship, but he could very well be a major, major part for this company in the next 5, 10, 15 years. He's got the tools to do it. He's great in the ring. He can cut a promo, and it's nice that the fans are finally starting to get behind him. You love to see it, you love to hear it, and yeah, but I mean, yeah, Dragunov and Champa, that match carry. We also had another match between Lash Legend and Alexa Bliss. Fans in the arena didn't care for that match as well, just like I didn't. Lash Legend did win, and once again, they're just trying to build up this women's tag team division, and it's actually hurting their main champions more than it is helping the women's tag team division. Because you got all these major women that are going after the women's tag team titles, and then that leaves Stephanie Vaquer and Jay Cargill with nobody to feud with, nobody to work with. And I get that they want to. I get that when you do this, when you have the tag team division, you're able to showcase more women, and it's also hurting the mid card champions that they got. The Intercontinental Championship and the United States Championship. We didn't even see the United States Championship tonight. The Women's United States Championship. I don't even think Chelsea Green was on the show tonight. I swear I just saw on social media where she responded to a fan where on Twitter where a fan said that whoever had some kind of Chelsea Green in the sign, you're the goat or whatever, and then Chelsea Green was like, send me a pic. So she wasn't even on the show tonight. So I mean, I just don't get why they're all of a sudden caring about the women's tag team division. I mean, these titles have been around since what 2019, and all of a sudden they start to care for them. I think I just wish they'd get rid of them, so that way you could have all these women go after the world championships or the mid card championships because those need to be the top priority in the women's division. It just has to. So, um, but like I said, you had Obafemi and Cody Rhodes could a segment. They had a segment tonight. It was pretty much just around. It was just pretty much where Obafemi came out there and he said that his time is now. He said that Cody Rhodes' time is up, and he said his time is now. Um, I mean, other than that, that's pretty much all that there was to that. I get that the match tomorrow night doesn't have a whole lot of meaning around it. Yes, it's a good showcase for the NXT guys and girls that are going to be on the show tomorrow night, but there's not really much much else to it. It's just a showcase. John Cena wanted this, so obviously they're going to give John Cena what he wants. He wanted this show to showcase the future of the company, which I'm glad that they're doing that. But I would have liked a little bit more back and forth between Cody Rhodes and Obafemi here. I think they could have traded a few more lines, but that's pretty much all we got. And then to end the night, you had a mixed tag team match between Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. They took on Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. I'm kind of getting over this Aleister Black and Damian Priest feud. I think it's ran its course. I think it should have ended after that last man standing match, but then that's when you had Zelina Vega show up because when you have a last man standing match, that that usually indicates that the feud is ending then and there. But then you had Zelina Vega show up, so obviously that had to continue. And then they bring in Rhea Ripley, and it honestly seems like they brought in Rhea Ripley here in this spot because Damian Priest has really cooled off the last few months. I don't know what they've done to him, but whenever he came over to SmackDown, he was one of the hottest guys in the company, and now he just has cooled off tremendously. And it just seems like they brought Rhea Ripley over to SmackDown just so he could get a good reaction, where they can, I guess, they can start caring about him more. I don't know. but I just thought that was odd. I figured that they were going to bring in Lola Vice because Lola Vice and Damian Priest are dating, and then you've got Zelina Vega and Aleister Black are married, so maybe it could have been a battle between those two couples. But and then there was a point in this show. It was before this match where Rhea Ripley was backstage, and then Jade Cargill walked up to her, and they just had a brief stare down. They didn't exchange any words. They just looked at each other, and then Jade Cargill walked down. I'm just going to say this: Jade Cargill has become the worst part of the show, and it's not even close. And that's a crazy thing to say when you've got somebody like Nia Jax on the show. And whenever this just Jade Cargill heel turn started, I had high hopes for her, but my goodness, man, she can't cut a promo. She's come out there, she's got on the mic, and it's the same thing everywhere where she goes out there and tells us that she's that bitch. I mean, that's pretty much all she does is go out there to tell us that she's that bitch. We get it. We get it. You're that bitch, but you're not good. You can't cut a promo. You're not good in the ring. And I just find it funny how all these people that were, shitting all over Tiffany Stratton's title reign. I will admit it wasn't a very good reign. They're being awfully quiet now with the Jay Cargill title run. She's feuding with B-Fab and Meechin. That takes me back to my point where you've got all these other women that are in the tag team division where they can't go out there and compete against Jade Cargill. You don't have anybody like, hey, get Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair out of the tag team division. Or, I mean, I guess you could still have them in the tag team division, but get one of them in this ring with Jade Cargill. She needs a baby face like that, like Alexa Bliss. I think an Alexa Bliss and Jade Cargill program doesn't have to be long. It can be short. I think that would work. But Jade Cargill desperately needs better people to work with, and I mean that's pretty much all I've got um, from the show. Like I said, all it this was this was the last stop before John Cena's final match. So I mean that's pretty much it. Uh, yeah, that's it. So I mean, let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of this episode of SmackDown. Would you give it a thumbs up, thumbs down? Did you think it was good, bad? I thought it was an okay show. Nothing too crazy, but I mean that's the state of SmackDown in 2025. They also did announce that SmackDown is going back to 3 hours. I think January 2nd. So if you thought 2 hours was bad, we're getting 3 hours. God help us, please. My goodness. But yeah, if you enjoyed this SmackDown review, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come help us make Wrestling City the greatest city in the world for all of your wrestling content. We do reviews for Raw, SmackDown, every PLE. We do predictions for every PLE, and we do other content. We do reaction videos. We're going to start doing some quizzes here soon, and Ryler is making his return tomorrow night for the Saturday night's main event post show review. So I'm happy to have him back. But that's about it. I will see you guys tomorrow night when we are here to talk about John Cena's final match. Until then, take care and God bless. Peace.